couple of weeks ago, I got on the radio, and I was talking about Rick Santorum, Michelle Bachmann, and what vomits they are. Their whole attitude toward gays, and their whole attitude toward abortion, and, you know, just this whole dumb...
Well, Rick Santorum even goes so far as birth control shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's crazy, crazy stuff. Government getting into your bedroom. You know, it's just as deplorable, especially the whole gay thing, this anti-gay thing. And I did a rap about Rolling Stone magazine, which I love, and they were talking about how some of the in some places, like in the Midwest, these women who are like soccer moms, they formed a group. They're bored with soccer momming, so now they're like anti-gay. They have groups set up where they, you know, they say dumbass things, and then it feeds into their kids, and then the kids go to school and they fuck with the gays. And so I was talking about it, and I was tying it in with Ellen Degeneres and this whole idea that there was a group of people who wanted to boycott JCPenney because JCPenney tapped her to be a spokesperson. And, you know, I got on the air, and I didn't even remember saying what I said. I had to go back and listen to it. I guess I went into like a half-hour rant about how brave it was of JCPenney to stick by her and not succumb to the bullshit of these people, and that Ellen DeGeneres has my support because this is despicable. It's deplorable. I mean, my God, she's more family-friendly than any performer out there and has always been. And what is this?
Licking Portia on the show.
No, although that I'd watch. So... Anyway, and I also talked about Rosie O'Donnell and why she got upset with Letterman when he made the gay references to her only, and it was a whole all-encompassing rap. And in fact, Rosie got on the air and said some beautiful things about me on her show.
Oh, did she?
And in a way, I was sort of embarrassed because Rosie explained to me that, you know, gay people are so appreciative when a heterosexual comes out and strongly defends them.
It's like when a white person during the civil rights era would stand up and say, you know, these blacks deserve their rights.
Right. And black people would be grateful. And you're so embarrassed internally in a way because gay people at this point in 2012 shouldn't even have to thank me. It's so...
Shouldn't have to justify their existence.
Right. The fact that, so Rosie, here's what Rosie said about me, and it was beautiful, and I thank her for saying it, but in a way, think about it the way I'm thinking about it, like, she shouldn't even have to say this, you know. I'm getting somewhere with all this, don't worry.
She's grateful for you just doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing, and I shouldn't even have to do the right thing.
Right.
It shouldn't even have to be an issue. I mean, these people who are gay are no different than you. They want love, they want happiness, they just happen to love the same sex. Who gives a shit, right? I mean, you get it, but there's these soccer moms who, I have a theory, who are absolutely miserable people. They seem to have, like, these short little haircuts. They look kind of like men. They're a little bit overweight.
Maybe they're mistaken for gay.
Yeah, and they kind of look like dudes, and they're just angry. You know, like anybody who has a happy life wouldn't even spend 10 seconds thinking about gay people. You wouldn't have time
to think about it. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I have such a happy life and sex life, and I've got, you know, 3 kids, and I got a wife. And
You're busy.
I'm so busy. You think I spend my day thinking for 2 seconds about gay people? I don't.
Or who JCPenney is picking?
Right. I mean, who has time on their hands? Soccer moms. So anyway, Rosie said this about me, and in a way, you know, I'm even embarrassed to play it.
Go ahead and play it.
And I want to say Howard Stern. Howard Stern. A guy who probably, to me, was my arch nemesis for a decade at least. A guy who called me Pumpkinhead and many other horrible things for over 10 years. He and I have become friends, and I have to say I love the guy. I was listening to his radio show, as I do daily, and he was talking about what happened with Ellen DeGeneres, JCPenney, with me, with gay people in society, in our culture, who are so marginalized and so really prejudiced against by people in positions of power, and how wrong it is. And he was talking about that Rolling Stone article, which you got to pick up and you got to get. Go to Twitter. I reposted what he said about 10 times because I want people to hear it. It made me cry. Like, this guy, he's really smart. He is. And I'm so happy that I call him a friend. I really, not only call him that, he is one. But he's he's really got it. He talks about it, and he talks about it in a way that will move you. And there's something about straight people being able to articulate the plight of gay people in a manner that I think is more digestible for some straight people who might be on the fence about the whole situation. It's a bad situation. It really is.
Well, anyway, it was beautiful what she said, but I feel bad she had to say it, because it does remind me, as Robin says, of, black people thanking white people who are sympathetic to their cause, or Jews in Germany thanking the Germans who took them into their home and protected them. It's just anybody who has an awareness of abuse and, in history, and it just feels like the same thing over and over and over again. You read about these Arab countries who, they want to behead gay people, and it's in their Quran. Stoning. And then you see the lunatics in this country who are the same way, So anyway, about, I guess a week ago or so, 2 weeks ago, I got a phone call from Ellen Degeneres.
Really?
Yeah, who called me at home. We played tag for a while. We couldn't get in touch with each other. And she said some beautiful things to me on the phone.
Wow.
And I did say to her, again, it's embarrassing to me that you even have to say this.
Yeah, you shouldn't even have to call.
And we had a very nice heart-to-heart, good discussion. I had some things I had to answer for because I've said some shitty things about her. And we actually started talking about a lot of things, but mostly...
Are we going to have Ellen on the show?
Well, she invited me on her show. But anyway, she came to Jimmy's party with Portia.
Oh.
So what I was leading to is that she came to the party, and toward the end of the party, I got to speak with her and Portia for a good, we spoke for a very long time. I brought Beth over. We said hello. And, she told me some things about her life I don't know that she's ever told anybody, quite frankly, and it was quite moving. But here, you're talking to this person, and you hear what she has to say about her life, and really, she's an innocent.
And all she wants to do is entertain people.
Right.
She's not belaboring this point.
She's no different than me in that her passion in life was to entertain people. That was my passion. My passion was to get on the radio and entertain people. We went about it very different ways, but nevertheless, I got a chance to speak with her, and it was very powerful and very good to speak to her. And then you got that dummy Michelle Bachmann and Rick Santorum. I'll tell you how desperate Michelle Bachmann is for money. She's using me to raise money.
I saw that. I said, wow, this is desperate time.
Yeah, she must be desperate. So I came out and said what a shithead Michelle Bachmann and Rick Santorum are. Their gay stance, their abortion stance, all this bullshit that they're into, So I didn't think anything of it. I thought the woman would ignore me. She came out with a statement about me.
And an ask for money.
And an ask for money, a money grab. She must really be hard up. She's got to use me. Hey, Gary, do you have a copy of that? I think I printed out the letter, but give me a second.
I actually contributed. No.
Yeah, I got to talk about you.
What?
We're going to get to you in a minute. You're amazing.
I will contribute to almost anything, right?
Let's see. Yes, you will. Michelle Bachmann describes me as corrupting. Oh, yeah, wait. She said, if I can remember, I'm not a serious person, and that I am, here it is. Howard Stern is not a serious person. Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann hit back, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Let's keep this going. Hit back at radio host Howard Stern after he called her the worst person in the world. Stern actually called Bachmann one of the worst two people on the planet while criticizing the former Republican presidential hopeful. Yeah, hopeful's a good word for that. Did she ever get any more than 5% of the population even considering her? Which is even disgusting.
Look, but there is Rick Santorum, so
right.
It's not like those people don't exist.
After Howard Stern criticized former Republican presidential hopeful and current GOP candidate Rick Santorum for their views on gay rights, Bachmann and Santorum have both been outspoken on their opposition to same-sex marriage. It goes deeper than that. Rallying against it in Republican debates and signing anti-gay marriage pledges. Yeah, way to lead. Bachmann sent an email to supporters Saturday blasting Stern for his years of corrupting American youth and negative message.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
Yeah. Someone asked me about it, and I just said, well, if being on the side of innocent gay people is corrupting American
And having
youth.
fun with sex. Just talking about sex. That's corrupting.
I said, then good. Let the corruption continue. Earlier this week, the notorious shock jock Howard... This is her newsletter. Earlier this week, the notorious shock jock Howard Stern called me the worst person in the world during his daily radio show. To conservatives, this message from Howard Stern, a man whose only contribution to our culture was years of corrupting American youth on public airwaves, was clear. Quote, either abandon your beliefs and agree with me, or be dragged through the mud and demonized on national radio. I don't accept this false choice, and I know you don't either.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. That's right, Be demonized for calling a group of human beings a piece of shit is what she's doing. Of course she should be demonized.
But I don't see how you lay down any gauntlet where there was a choice. What the heck is she talking about?
Yeah, what's the matter with us people who want to sit there and bash gays? Don't you ruin our party, Mr. Stern. That's what she's saying. While Stern can say anything he wants on satellite radio, his words have an impact on his millions of listeners, as well as the people his listeners talk to, which is why I need your help to counteract with our positive message. The positive message of hating gays.
Is hate gays,
right.
Yeah.
We must fight back and maintain our focus on what is important. Important means boycott J.C. and make sure gay people die some horrible death.
And can never get married.
Yeah. These are, make sure they're never happy.
Yes.
Even if they're your own kids or their family members, relatives, and friends.
Make them get back in the closet.
Make them get back in the closet. Make them convert to heterosexual behavior.
Make them sleep with the sex they don't want to be with.
Right. Force them to marry heterosexuals and ruin their lives. So then she finishes up her newsletter. These are serious times and our nation faces serious issues. The direction that America is headed requires serious discussion by serious people, and Howard Stern is not a serious person.
So therefore we must rally against him. We're writing newsletters and updates and asking for money to fight a non-serious person.
We cannot allow attacks from him or anybody else to distract us from a laser focus on what is truly important.
What is that?
Holding President Obama and his Democratic allies accountable for their mortgaging of our future.
Right.
Right. Me calling them horrible people is going to distract them. I know you share my determination, and with your help, our message of prosperity for our nation's future will drown out the noise of their attacks. And then, I don't know, somehow she worked in a money plea. I don't have the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, there was a little box.
Yeah, a little box you could check off to help battle me.
How much are you going to give me to fight this silly person?
Yeah, she needs money to battle me. You don't need a dime to battle me. What's the battle? I'm just sitting here doing a radio show, honey.